This one na one of the best video wey I don come across since wey we enter this year 2025. You know why? Na because of wetin this our barrister Kenneth this our lawyer, wetin e just tell President Tinubu for im own face. This man expose a lot of things for inside this particular video. Lis ten to the end so that you go understand everything wey dey go for inside this background, because e get one particular thing wey this barrister talk at the ending of this particular video wey shock many Nigerians, and this one na the full video. Make una lis ten to how this our barrister take react to some kind things wey be like say dey go for inside this country, and so many questions wey this journalist ask am, and I will come back to react to this video.
We are open to your right of reply. You know, this is the view of Kenneth Okonkwo, to which is entitled.
Absolutely.
If you or any of your aides also want to give a counter, this forum is very open. Please go on to the details now.
Thank you very much. I said what I said unapologetically, because although they acknowledge technical glitch, use the same word.
Just move on. Yeah.
Very good. Now, just take the issue of security and welfare, which the Constitution said is the primary duty of government. Tinubu's government has worsened the security of this nation. Please don't take my words for it. Take the words of Governor Zulum. He said Boko Haram is resurging in the northeast because they have taken away the resources, military resources, meant to fight Boko Haram to the northwest. And now, within 24 hours, within 48 hours, more than 10 of our well-trained soldiers humiliated, killed, after he has warned. So this is a government of the deaf and the dumb. A governor told you, look at what is happening. We need urgent response. None was given. Today, Boko Haram ISWAP, the re-insurgency is manifesting in the northeast. Failure for him. Let's come to North Central. You saw what is happening in Plateau State. They killed the first 50-something persons. The governor of Plateau screamed. What did this government do? Nothing. Within 24 hours, 48 hours, they killed more people, going to 100. And you know what the media aide of the president said? Plateau governor, go and mind your business. Go and take care of your people. You're not implementing, shifting responsibility. The president was in Paris when those things were happening. He couldn't cut his visit short. This is Plateau. And the governor, in tears, was telling his people that they would see what they would do. Whatever happened to the state police, when this president was a governor, all his successors were most vociferous on the issue of state police. And I mentioned Fashola, who has been saying it repeatedly, that you cannot give somebody responsibility without giving him authority to perform. These are his proteges. And I told them that tyrants don't always like to devolve power. And now that he's president, a man that can make the National Assembly to do the impossible within hours, can no longer make them to amend the Constitution to give us state police.
Do you think that is...
It is because he doesn't want it. As simple as that. Now,
because he has said that it's going to be done.
What are you? Is it when he wants to leave or in his second term?
And NEC is
going to be done. We're just saying 2 years. 50% of it. How many days did it take him to change the national anthem? How many days did he take him to change the tax reforms?
Well, that took quite
they
a while.
begged him to even slow down in the tax reform. What did he say? He said, no, I don't want to listen. It will go on in the National Assembly. Who told you that if he wanted state police, he wouldn't have gotten it within 2 weeks?
Okay. Your point is well made.
When Yaradua took ill and it nearly collapsed Nigeria, they amended the constitution within a month. Section 145, if I can remember. It takes will. Because he does not like that. That is why it is not done. People are dying for nothing because Nigerians know the solution. Let's move to Benue State, still in the North Central. In Benue State, even a Reverend Father's prayer could not help him anymore because faith without work is dead being alone. His people are being massacred. And these places are the food basket of Nigeria. For you to know why we are becoming a basket case. When a government cannot protect the food areas of Nigeria, hunger and poverty ensue. And they are pretending they are working. Working what? In Benue, they kill people to the point that the Reverend Father came out and said the federal government should up their game. That is an euphemism of failure. How many people will still need to die before they do something? Let's go to the Northwest. Lakurawa, however it's called. An insurgent group that came in the disguise that they are protecting the people. And the people wholeheartedly submitted to them. You know why? Because of some spaces that are not just ungoverned, but ungovernable. And the people submitted only to discover that they are foreign terrorists. Do you talk about Niger? Good. The same thing. You saw how the governor of Niger State even descended to cutting the hair of Dada people. Do we go to the southeast? South,
but
southwest.
The government cutting the head of dreadlocks, that's not the president's problem.
No, it's frustration. No, the president is the one who is in charge of the security and welfare. He has the monopoly of the forces, has refused to cede the power to the state government by allowing them to have state police and giving them the commensurate arms to take on the insurgents that have superior power arms.
Okay.
Dr. Namdazikiwe said it's only a madman that goes to confront a man with a gun. You must be insane.
I wanted to take up, two issues. The first one is the issue of state police. And I see your point that when the president was going to change the anthem, it was quite and then of course the issue of the tax reform.
Yes, they pleaded with him.
Now the issue of the anthem is not as complicated as state police, but the issue of tax reform is quite something that is showed very clearly that this was the direction it's going. I think and this is my own view too. I think that. If you look at what he has represented, and that is what I am sticking by, he has been an advocate of state police. So I still believe, and I will be utterly disappointed if the 4 years is gone and we don't have state police. That's my counter on that. And then on the issue of
so my question to you on that is why 4 years?
Why should we take 4 years?
Yes.
Yeah, well, no, I don't disagree with the facts. Look, the facts are the facts.
Because it's 2 years.
Yeah, there's no point about, there's no point, denying whatever the fact is.
Almost all the 36 governors, let's say 35, have agreed to state policy.
Yeah, so I don't think that he is blocking the state police. I think
he is
that
blocking
he is not
the state police.
I think that you are right that he's not as proactive as he
exactly
was
blocking.
when he pushed the issue of tax reform, for instance.
That is blocking.
But it doesn't necessarily mean he's blocking.
In criminal offense, I come as a lawyer.
Okay.
A crime is commission or omission.
Okay.
The same weight.
Okay, but then the limit.
You have just admitted that there is a crime of omission.
Let me respond.
Let
me respond. The difference there, yes. As a student of logic, I'm not a lawyer, but as a student of logic, is that the crime has been done and the time has elapsed. In this case, there is still 2 years. I don't deny the fact, but there is still 2 years.
I'm saying,
so you still have
if people are dying at this rate, and they're saying because we don't have enough men, we don't have enough boots on the ground, and you would have to wait for another 2 years to allow. Look, 300 persons. 300 persons have died in Plateau State in his regime.
Don't let's debate.
I agree with you.
Facts.
I just want you to know that he's blocking it.
Yeah, so
by omission.
That's your
commission.
That's your view. I agree that indeed, yes, you are right to say that. Look, when he wanted the tax reform, he was very,
four different complex views.
Very strong about it. He made the point that look, these guys don't know what they are saying, and I even commended him for that. Now he hasn't done that for state police. But I think he has time. Let's move on. There's a lot of things, Kenneth.
Yes.
Now,
and you were saying something about his threats, as in when he wants something.
Yeah.
Good. I listened to the khaki-wearing politician who used to say he's fighting for the people, that who is now a bourgeois in your studio. I'm talking about Adam Salio Shomole. And when he was talking about Tinubu, he said Tinubu is the only person that has not decamped from one party to the other, trying to create the deceit of consistency. Because we are talking about going into 2 years. The most inconsistent politician in Nigeria that has no ideology, no policy, no principle is His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I take it from 1999. I always say, don't take my words for it. We're talking about coalition. We're talking about this.
Yes.
And then somebody wants to give him as an example as a person that has been consistent in being in opposition. White lie. In 1999, Tinubu was elected as a governor under AD. And his state is the most prominent state in Southwest.
Right.
The same 1999, AD went into coalition with APP and produced Olufalaye, and they voted Olufalaye under APP coalition.
That was in
1999. They did not even wait the next year. In 2003,
right.
Tinubu, as an AD governor,
Right.
they went into coalition with PDP, this same PDP, and they voted for Olusegun Obasanjo. Tinubu particularly showed his ballot paper and showed how he voted for Olusegun Obasanjo. They dumped Olufalaye. In 2000 and...
Did Olufalaye run in 2003?
Yes. No, he did not run. They've packed him up.
Yeah. So you can't say you dumped him in
What?
2003 because he didn't run in 2003.
That's Eddie.
Yeah, but he didn't run in 2003.
He did not run now. That's why they dumped him.
Okay.
Good. They endorsed Olusegun Obasanjo to be their sole.
Yeah, but you didn't know that
Of another party.
You didn't know that Olufalaye wanted to run in 2003.
Whatever it is, he did not run.
So you didn't know. So you can't say they dumped him.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
because he ran for them
in
1999.
Right.
In 2003. Obasanjo, that is his arch political, he call it rival, call it opponent in the Southwest. He aligned with him and personally voted for him. Coalition with PDP. In 2007, and that is where Oshomole told a white lie. Tinubu had already fallen out with AD and their leadership at Fenifere. He dumped them. He formed AC. And as a sitting governor of AD, decamped to AC. Because AD was still there.
No, but AD collapsed into AC, Kenneth.
No, they did not collapse. AD as a political party was still existing. He destroyed AD so that he will now no longer be under the leadership of AD, which is controlled and was controlled by Afenifere. So he formed a new party, AC. Remember, he ran under AD in 2003. In 2007, he wanted to run with Atiku Abubakar. The same Tinubu endorsed Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar was the presidential candidate of AC 2007. He wanted to be the vice presidential candidate. Atiku refused because the Muslim ticket. So he decamped from AD into AC. Clearly, in 2011, he supported Goodluck Jonathan of PDP. Patient Jonathan just confirmed it by thanking them for throwing their support to the husband and herself. 2011.
Right.
In 2015, not because he loved Jonathan, but because Buhari did not agree with his terms And that was why the coalition collapsed in 2011. In 2015, Buhari was willing to agree and concede to him. And he supported Buhari. This is a man that has never supported two presidential candidates in two elections from 1999 to 2015. 5 electoral circles. And you're telling me about consistency?
Okay, all right. So let's just take it forward. I'll make a comment on my own perspective, and then we move to something else that I wanted to talk about. Now, and I'm going to start with North Central. And then I'll build it up. Now, I personally think that what is happening in North Central, which is not new, is cumulative, is quite, for me, I find it very, very alarming. It's a very troubling situation. And I think that as a people, I think we have even lost our humanity up to a point, because those deaths, those callous attacks no longer infuriate us as it ought to be. Yes. Which is why, I have tried on this program to humanize the story, to talk about, actually read out the names of the people. And I found the statement of the governor of Plateau State, Caleb Mutfwang. I find it quite courageous to say that this is a genocide that is going on. Very, very forthright. Now, but I am willing to concede that, yes, Tinubu is the one in charge, but this problem started long ago. I wish that he has the courage to deal with it, because what I think has happened is that we've not been blessed with courageous leadership who understand that the reason why you have power is to help the people to transform situation. Again, I'm still holding that hope. Now, the other issue I wanted to talk,
Okay.
Well, no, you've made your point now.
Okay, no, I wanted to point out.
Okay, please go ahead.
I respectfully disagree with you that as a people,
right,
we have lost our humanity. Nigerians are the most, as a matter of fact, Nigerians are the most.
I don't mean it. I don't mean it in a blanket sense.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. Because when you say it, it will appear as if we are now condoning or trying to contain. No, we are helpless in the front of incompetent leaders. Look at you. You're a journalist. You're not a soldier. So the best you can do is to be crying. And you're crying. What else will you do? Somebody begged, according to him, danced, and told you he has what it takes to stop it, and was given the chance, and it has exacerbated. So it is not a case of the people. The people are wailing and crying. It's a case of leadership.
I agree with you.
And you talked about courage.
When I'm talking about, you will get back to that. When I was talking about the fact that we are losing our humanity, it's more about the political elites.
Yeah, the leadership.
Please go ahead.
We're
talking about
now.
You said I was talking about courage.
You said we have not had men that have courage. I agree. The only thing the politicians in power in Nigeria do, unfortunately, is that they like to afflict the people with the pathogen of fear. They like to afflict them with the virus and bacteria of fear. But we will inoculate them with the vaccine of courage. Because courage shall of necessity be more contagious than fear. If they don't want to show courage to solve our problem, we should show courage to take them out.
And that's the point. That's
not up to 5,000 persons, embarrassing 200 million persons.
I served under Buhari or Shibajo, and it didn't happen the way we hope, which is why I'm here to say that, look, we need to give Nigerians the information that they need. We need to be able to talk about these things objectively and realistically. We need to engage and contest issues, which is what we are doing today. So now let's move on to your perspective about the president's not defecting, which Comrade said. I also believe, I don't agree with you that that the AD was slippery. What happened was that AD dissolved.
No.
Into AC. And okay, all right.
No.
So
AD existed.
no, it certainly existed.
Many years. Good. So it did not dissolve.
No. The people, the main protagonists of AD dissolved into ACN.
Who took them there?
Into AC. Well, it's leadership. Don't forget that.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't forget.
And you say it's not decamping.
No, that's not decamping.
What is it?
It's the same people that formed Alliance for Democracy,
Yes.
essentially, that moved.
Why did they not substantiate? Why did they not build AD? Why leave AD?
Well, look, so we can solve those details.
That's decampment.
Let me explain. You've made your point, Ken. Just let me explain.
Yes.
So, what happened in 2003?
Yes.
Was that there was supposed to be some kind of understanding, between AD governors in the Southwest and the president, then Obasanjo, and like you said, and the perspective, the mainstream perspective, Ken, is that Obasanjo, outplayed 5 of them except Tinubu, who was able to still say, look, we may not oppose you for presidency, but we are holding our ground. That was the agreement, but it turns out that Obasanjo managed to outwit the 5 others, Oshoba in Ogun, what's his name, Lamadeshino in Oyo, Akonde in Oshun, Niyi in Ekiti. There's one more state that we're missing.
I think you've called
Lagos, Oyo, Ondo. I think it's I forgot the name of the governor in Ogun State. So in Ondo State, yeah. So that was the 6. Now, so all of them were outwitted, outplayed, outgone by Obasanjo, except Tinubu.
Yes.
So that was how ACN. So AD was crushed in that defeat. So those leaders, including Oshoba, and most of these other governors, moved and said that, look, we are starting ACN, AC first. So essentially, Tinubu did not leave his people. Whatever name you call it, he kept with his people. Now,
which people?
Of the Southwest.
The
mainstream.
No,
the mainstream.
Yes.
The mainstream of the politics. Afenifere is not a political organization.
No, that's what I'm saying. Afenifere was the leader, political leader, that formed AD.
Afenifere is
under Abraham Adesanya.
Yes.
He was the one
and that AD. Yes. I don't want us to get stuck here. And that AD lost the election in 2003. So the leaders of the Southwest, the political leaders of the Southwest, felt it was time to have to change to metamorphosize into AC. That's the way I read it.
Okay, no.
But we don't have to.
You entitled to your point. Exactly.
Now,
yes.
So and since then, I will give a lot of things that I too am not satisfied with this administration. There's no doubt about that, and I've said it publicly. But I will still give Tinubu the credit that he stuck with his people, formed AC, and stood there. Look. Even when the APC won the election in 2015, they still marginalized Tinubu, and he did not leave. So these are different. No, but I know they was marginalized.
Yes.
And the reason I say this point,
I understand what you're saying.
And the reason I made this point,
who
exactly. And the reason I made this point is not to.
I don't agree with you.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's to just show that, look, these are issues of perspectives.
Yes.
So I will still say that somebody like him has a fairer record of sticking with his guns than many of the other political leaders. But we disagree on that.
No. Certainly. There is only one thing he's consistent about, and that his merciless quest for power and money.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to time.
And if you want me to give you facts, I'll give you facts.
No. We are, I think
because he put Fashola in power.
Okay.
They had problems. Fashola was the first person that started modernizing Lagos. The issue was money.
No. Well, look, don't let's go into
it. Ambode was there. I was in APC. That's the only thing in my own opinion that he's consistent about.
The people of his own EU will say that he set up the master plan. No, let's don't waste time, because there are other things to talk about. Ken.
He's now president.
Yeah.
All the people that went with him into APC from Southwest, most of them are not there. Lai Mohammed, Baba Femi, Aregbesola. So let's when you say
of course, that is
Oshibanjo.
Yeah, that is another story.
Good.
That's another story.
So I'm just trying to let you know.
That's another story. My whole point is that
because you said if you carrying
when you compare.
along.
No, I didn't say that.
No,
I didn't say. I said that was the formula. I'm talking about how AD metamorphosed into AC. That's what I said.
Did not metamorphose.
That's why I use. That's why it's not the campaign.
Metamorphosing is that. Okay,
that was what happened.
No, let me
who is I mean tell me who are the people in AD when AC was formed? Tell me.
Hold on.
Give me those people that
remained in AD.
Adebanjo is not the politician.
Hold on.
Adebanjo was a politician of the Second Republic.
In charge of the AD. They were still having meetings.
Yes, Afenifere is a socio-political.
I will tell you what.
It's not a political party.
I will tell you what Muffin is. I'll tell you what. No, I'll give you an example of what Muffin is.
Okay.
AC morphed into ACN. ACN morphed into APC.
No, those were mergers.
Good.
Those were mergers. They are different.
Good. AD.
This argument
into
all right.
AC.
This argument is not necessary. It's not because of the point. I think we have both made our point. Let's go to other things that I want us to talk about. So we've talked about the North Central. I've responded on the issue of Tinubu's presidency. Now let's talk about the point I wanted to make about North Central. Yeah, is that we don't seem to understand that when you have a governor, and this is important for the federal government because they control security. When you have a governor call a situation a genocide, that is an official indictment. It is close to it. It is not. You are a lawyer. It is not a prima facie, but it's close to it.
Yes.
When you have a governor, and this thing has international implications. The International Criminal Court is there because a genocide is a crime against humanity. So a governor of a state has come out to say this is genocide. I think that they better take the matter seriously because this issue can be internationalized and there will be basis. Good. There will be basis because the system as it is currently being our system is not working, it's not delivering justice to the people of North Central Nigeria.
Sorry again to say I disagree with you a bit.
Okay.
You say this issue can be internationalized.
Yes.
And I'm already saying it's already internationalized.
Well, I'm saying that it can even go to the ICC. That's what I'm saying.
Why do you think that America is putting Nigeria now closer to people that are terrorizing Christians? Officially. It is because of such things. And then coupled with the terrible mistake that Tinubu did by picking a fellow Muslim, creating the impression, perception is very funny.
Right.
Any nation that is blessed with diversity, they do not understand the power they wield. America became one of the most powerful nations on earth because of harnessing their diversity.
True.
If they want to take on any country, they will have people from that country that they have as citizens who enjoy free and equal everything in the eyes of the law. You can imagine if Nigeria can harness their diversity. We have access to Christian nations by our diversity. We have access to Muslim nations. We have access to black, whites, everything. And now you see this country because of leadership of people like Tinubu, who is antithetical to everything, our diversity. And any nation that rejects such spirit of diversity will continue to go down. If Tinubu rules Nigeria for 30 years, and I am quoting Boala, he cannot afford anything new. According to what I said, don't take my words for it.
Kenneth, I must interject that,
go ahead. He said even if you give him 30 years, is it not happening?
I mean, this is just a sidebar that we should treat quickly. I don't understand the logic of bringing a Boala. Since you raised it, I don't understand the logic of making a Boala a spokesperson. If you wanted to neutralize him, based on all the things that he has said about the president,
Yes.
it reflects badly on both of them, both himself and the president. Now, if the president wants to neutralize him, which is what I think he's doing,
Yes.
or if he wants to
That's
settle
what he
him,
did.
go and put him somewhere, you
Yeah.
know, but to bring a Boala, you know, and it reflects badly, poorly on the character of Boala.
Now,
And you see how Boala has had to fight. You know, there was even a time he went on TV and he was
needed
looking for water.
Yes.
I mean,
His throat was dry.
You know, but that's a side Don't
exactly.
You know,
The only reason he was taken was to deny the opposition of Boala.
I
Remember that.
I think I agree.
Immediately he was taken. Boala wanted to say, "I'm the spokesperson." I said, "Shut up. You are not."
Yeah.
Can you imagine bringing a lawyer and saying he's a policy analyst? No, what policy is analyzed?
Let's move on.
Economics or what?
Ken, I want us to also talk about the state governors. You know, and I will explain, and then you can also make your own comment. Now, let me restate my view. I also have issues with this government. No doubt about it. But I'm holding out hope. That's the difference between you and me.
Yes, I'm already hopeless.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, I'm holding out hope because something tells me that with all these things that this man, this man was he was the leader of progressive politics. So I'm going to give him his 4 years. All right. So I will say that state governors are in charge, Ken, of education. They're in charge of health. They can make things happen in a Greek. They can provide human capital development. They can even ensure that the productivity of agriculture in their states can actually bring some kind of succor to their people. This was what happened during regional governments. You know, I grew up in the West, so I can talk about how you know, as regional, you know, premier, you know, was able to do free education, free health, and even in the Second Republic, UPN did free health and free education. These were state policies. UPN was not in the federal government. How much responsibility are you willing to concede that the governors have in what it is that is the fate of the country today, Ken?
Very good. First and foremost, you talked about agriculture.
Yeah.
How can somebody go to the farm when if he goes to the farm, he will be killed? It happened in Enugu, my state. It happened in Benue. It happened in Plateau. It happened in Nigeria. Everywhere in Nigeria. In Edo, you recall that those 16 people were killed because of apprehension that the natives have been killed consistently.
Yeah.
So how do you go to agriculture when your life is not sorted out? That's why I'm saying, why don't you give these people state police so that I will have a reason to blame them?
But aren't you giving the governors
let me comment. No, let me comment.
Thank you for watching that video. So guys, before you leave, look at the top here, do well to subscribe and also put on notification bell so that whenever we upload any video in this great platform, you will be the first to see it. And please don't forget to share this video and also spread the video, and also give this video a big thumbs up. The more you share this video, the more other people will still come across this video, and the more you share the video, the more other people will still be updated. And this is where I'm going to end the video, and I will see you guys some more time.